back to my channel, and today we are going to be talking about, this is going to be related with my recovery vlogs with all my medical issues that I have been doing since I came to this country. What I wanted to discuss today is something that I just learned from doctors and that maybe you don't know, so I do want to share this with you. I was getting very sick. My main reason why I came to this country for a couple months was to basically do a bunch of blood tests to see if I was medicated correctly and a bunch of other things. I want to discuss the results. I have been here for around 4 months and now I'm getting all the results from the things that I have been doing in all the testing and all that stuff. I still have a green thing on my hand from a tube that they put me inside. I still have a little bruise here from my blood tests. Our mental health affects our entire body, and we don't think it that way, and we don't think that it can happen, but it does happen. Every time I ran, every time I do exercise, I would collapse, I would get tachycardia, I would not be able to breathe, I will not be able to do exercise anymore. I went from being an athlete last year, I went from being an athlete to not being able to keep track of my football team or my soccer team or any other sport or the gym. I could not do that because I felt like my heart was gonna kill me. I was just fainting and hyperventilating, and it was just really bad. I started having issues. My body started hurting. I started having a lot of fatigue, and just a lot of issues like that. I started having a dry scalp. My scalp was white because it was so dry. So it was white. My skin would get super oily, so I would get pimples, and then it would get super dry. My eyes would get really itchy, and then my allergies that got confirmed on this trip. Starting with my mental health thing, I went to the dermatologist. I went to the one that studies the hormones. I went to the cardiologist, and I also went to check my spine, but that doesn't have to do with mental health. What happened is that they all told me all my exams. I did every single exam. I did exam of my ovaries, of my uterus, of my organs, of my heart, of my hormones, of my blood, of everything. And basically there were happening two things. One thing, I was not being medicated correctly. So this is the ranking of my medication. When you get medicated, your medication on your blood and on your system has to be between a certain number and another number. My number, or my percentage of medication in my body, was under the minimum. So that's why obviously I was having breakdowns, I was having more episodes. Last year was a very complicated year. If you guys go check out 2 of my vlogs, my past vlogs, you guys can see how I literally had to move out at 3 a.m. in the morning because I got kicked out, and I just had to deal with a bunch of people and just a big journey. So it was a lot of stress and stuff and emotions. So I was not dealing correctly with all my emotions and stuff, and I was having, issues. Something that they explained me is that mental health and your emotions, in my case bipolar, in my case having mood swings, and I also have panic attacks and anxiety, they basically cause my body to not work properly. So when people say mental health, you might only think that that mental health involves only the brain and only your feelings or emotions, and it's not like that. I just learned that mental health is your whole body. If you're not well from your mental health, if you're struggling with anxiety, with depression, with bipolar, with schizophrenia, with whatever you're struggling with PTSD, your brain, when it's not stable, is going to send signals to certain parts of the body and it's going to make them not function. But it's not because those organs are not functioning, they're not sick, it's because your brain is telling them to act that way. So you can be sick from your heart because your heart is actually sick and there's a problem with it. Or it can happen, what happened to me, that I thought that I had a heart issue, but in reality, it was my brain making my heart act that way. So basically, every time I would do exercise and stuff, for example, every time I do exercise and stuff, I would collapse. I hyperventilate. My heart would not stop. I would get tachycardia. And I thought it was because of an issue of my heart and my breathing, but in reality, I was having anxiety and panic attacks while doing exercise. And I did not notice at all. I noticed my anxiety episodes, but not when I do exercise. Why? Because you're moving around, you're running, and you're distracting yourself. But sometimes when you're distracting yourself, like most of the people who run and most of the people who do exercise, they kind of just start thinking of their life and stuff like that. There's people like me or maybe like you that we start running and without us even noticing, we don't even notice, we start remembering things that are painful, we start remembering things that happened, we start having fears of what's gonna happen, and we start having this issue that's going up there while you're exercising, but because of your exercising you don't even notice, and that starts causing your heart rate, that starts causing for you to act certain ways, and then you can confuse it for your health not being well, that instead of only your mental health is not being well. For example, my dry scalp, I never had a dry scalp like that, but a few months ago, I just started having a lot of anxiety, like a lot of anxiety episodes. It was around my video of what anxiety feels like. I will leave the link down below of those two vlogs and the anxiety video. So when I was filming that video, I was struggling with a lot of anxiety, and basically my scalp looked white. Like all this was white. Like my scalp was dry as hell, and it was very, you could say it was nasty, and it was very weird, and I thought I was having some hormonal issues. And then I got tested for every hormonal problem that you could get, and which it was a lot of blood tests, by the way, and apparently all of my tests came perfecto. So then my dermatologist told me, look, you are getting, because I'm struggling with a little bit of acne, and I'm struggling with acne because of my medication. That's a secondary effect of lithium, is chronic or cystic acne. I had before in my face cystic acne. I do have a video speaking about that, so if you guys want to go check it out, I will leave the link down below. And I am starting to get acne around my back, kind of, because I got medicated with more lithium, so that's causing me to reactivate the secondary effect. And my dry scalp is basically because of my mood swings. I didn't know that, but maybe you should take that in consideration if you are struggling with your dry scalp and itchy scalp and stuff, and you think it's like another issue. Think about how stressed you have been and your mood swings, because since in that time I was having so much mood swings, like I'm not even joking, I would be super happy and then I would be super sad. For 3 days I would be super excited, and then for a week I would be just with anxiety and crying. And those extremes of mood swings, they were just causing my hormones to, to get unbalanced, because your emotions also send some signals to your hormonal parts or nerves, or I don't know. I'm not a doctor. So just take that in consideration, because when you don't take care of your health, of your mental health, when you're having too much stress, when you're not sleeping well, when you're not eating well because maybe you're hypomanic, or you're manic, or this and that, it can be causing that some other issues with your body, but in reality you're fine. So I want to give a really big shout out. I am gonna put a picture right here or somewhere in the screen. He is a YouTuber, a bipolar type 1 YouTuber, and he's super funny. I really recommend it. Go check him out and just go say hi and be part of his family, how you guys are part of my dragon army, because he has been super nice to me, and I wish that one day we could like make a video together or something like that, just because it's like we're both with the same diagnosis and we both have experienced many crazy stuff, I bet, because I have. So yeah, so hope you guys go check him out. Subscribe if you like his channel, which you should because his channel is pretty cool. And don't forget to turn on his notifications so you can get every video. And he also goes live stream, so that's pretty cool too. That's it. That's what I wanted to share with you guys on this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, if you learned something, if you can relate with something. Maybe you're not bipolar, maybe you don't have severe mental illness, but maybe you struggle with, I don't know, with your work and you get too stressed out and you start seeing changes in your body. Just take this information of experience as a guide, or maybe you start wondering, then you can go ask a doctor or something. So yeah, hope you guys liked this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe on the little bell of notifications so you don't miss any of my videos, my upcoming videos. And yeah, that's it. And see you guys on my next video. Bye.